Hello, everyone. It's me. I hope you can hear me clearly. It's early morning, and if you can hear in the background, my son is sleeping. So I'm going to try to keep it quiet. But I felt like a certain excitement to do this reading. Like a lot of big things are coming, or like the energies are opening up. So I want to do this reading to see what's ahead, what's coming, what we can expect in the next within the next few weeks. But as you know, time is fluid, right? So it's important to say that because people have this expectation like, oh, you can't be correct if you can't give the exact dates. And it's not about exact dates. It's a time, the way that time is and energy is. You receive it when you're aligned to it. So the possibilities are there. I'm giving the possible timelines or the possible trajectory of energy. And from there, if you're aligned to that, you will click into that time space and can receive those energetic frequencies from that space. So anyway, let's see what's ahead. We have the Palace of Swords, the Five of Wands, the Empress. So the Palace of Swords, it's like a completion of a mental cycle, of a cycle of the thought realm, whether that be you learned something, you completed something that you were learning on an intellectual level, or you could completed a way of thinking, something to do with the ultimate attainment of knowledge, understanding, wisdom from intellect. There's competition, and this competition is to bring justice to an empress. Now, Divine Feminine, you know that this can relate to yourself, or your Divine Masculine can be a representation of the Empress for you, depending on whether or not you're experiencing the masculine or feminine energies. And that could be difficult to balance out or to understand, but as a Divine Feminine, your internal dialogue can sometimes be felt as the Divine Masculine within you. So as you perceive the Divine Masculine within yourself, you are perceiving your Divine Masculine that is aligned to you in the physical reality. So definitely the end of a mental burden, or the end of a way of thinking, the end of backstabbing, gossip, words that have caused pain, the end of confusion, and the end of not knowing what is being communicated. I feel like there was a lot of, this is like the gaslighting energy. The Ten of Swords is like someone that's come to the culmination of gaslighting. Like, that's it. You can't stab them in the back any further. You can't badmouth them privately any longer, because those words have been felt. Those words have been experienced. Those words have an energetic frequency that tell us what others, how others perceive us, how others think of us. So I feel like the wisdom that's been attained has brought balance and an end, or it's leveled out the playing field, so to speak. This is Saturn in Leo. So taking the love that you have for yourself, or taking the love that you put into the things that you create. This could be your children, your projects, your work, your lover, whatever it is that you fight for, your spiritual beliefs. The rules that were put, that you had to either not convey your message, not speak out, or allow people to just create narratives about you. I feel like you fought the good fight, and Spirit is bringing justice and balance to your relationships now, simply because you've attained enlightenment in regards to the process of the mind, and or even the psychology of the mind, whereas you were able to walk away from these unfulfilling cups, these empty cups that were being given to you, or cups that were not sustaining your dream, your vision, your structure, your health. This is like, I feel like also psychosomatic symptoms were the result of feeling the energy of the thought realm on the physical body. That's receiving information mentally, and your mind then creating the triggers in the physical body. It's like the communication between mind and body was painful, because words can be hidden in chaos, but the body still feels the impact of it. When the intention, the intention is the source of that thought. When the intention of that thought is to harm or negative, you do feel it. So as the Empress, being the culmination of all the feminines, of all the elements, she's the mother of the feminine. She's also the maiden, the mother, the crone. She's all of the feminines. And so the body is also a representation in terms of the feeling body, the way that you feel, your physicality. That's feminine energy. And when you couldn't feel any connection emotionally to the people that you were pouring love into, when those cups were not reciprocating, you were able to make peace with accepting that it's not your job to force someone to pour back into you. It's not your job to maintain the balance even. You were able to ascend into your new dream, into your new journey, into your new evolutionary process that doesn't have to do with some of the relationships that you've carried in the past cycles. So the cycle of mental turmoil, or even negative thinking, or negative beliefs, or just challenging relationships when it came to communication, you're being given justice for the ability to fight this. And you fought it by remaining at peace, by truly listening to the inner guidance that you were receiving, by avoiding as much as possible retaliating in the same way, because that would have caused you to continue the cycle. So the only way to stop it was not to engage with it. And so Spirit has come in to guide you into a realm that is stable mentally, but a stable mental realm is also a healthy body. It's also a stable home. The balance of mind and body is the ultimate collaboration, if you would, in order to have great wealth. Great health equals great wealth, because when your vitality, when your mind is healthy, you can command your body at will to do the things that you want to do. And the things that you want to do require for you to actually physically do certain things, take actions. You don't materialize things without action, without creating it. You don't just imagine it in your head. You have to imagine it. You have to feel it, see it, experience it on an emotional level by habit, by creating the everyday routine that equates the manifestation that's been acquired. It's like you don't just make physical dollars in your bank account without doing something. Even if it's the stock market, even if you're investing money in the stock market, you have to have the funds, even if you have to ask for it from someone, even if it's something that you had to work for to get, even if it was a trust fund that you had in your, in your back pocket, so to speak, and you're like, I'm going to invest it in the stock market. You had to do certain things to get those funds into the stock market. You see what I mean? So nothing just manifests out of nothing. The chances of you walking and finding a bag of cash, that's a beautiful manifestation, because it's a miraculous manifestation. But those are far and few. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we can manifest being very lucky, but luck isn't consistent either. So it's not dependable. And if you live off that kind of mindset where I'm just going to live off luck, that can work in the short term, but it's not going to be a long-term thing. So in this case, this is active effort. You actively competed, or you actually fought for your right to be sovereign, your right to be independent in a structure that is controlling, that is linear, or that is where your unique creativity is not accounted for. It's like it cannot be pegged in a certain box. There is no job that requires what you do, in the sense that it's already, because it's not been done yet. So whatever you create, whatever it took to create it, becomes the job to produce that. That's how jobs are created. you create something that people want. You create a sense of being that people want, or a attainment that people want to have. You create a way to get it. The job becomes doing whatever you had to do to produce that result over and over again. And I feel like you're being guided by spirit, or spirit is kind of like taking over on a subconscious level, because since you closed out the cycle of all the negative thinking, all the negative burdens, all of the background talking, all of the conversations that have nothing to do with you, meaning all the interactions that you've had with people, their opinions and how they feel and what they think you should do, or how they think you should do it, or what society says it's good for you, or versus what your family thinks you would do great at. All of those ideas and thoughts and patterns that have created how you've consistently thought up to this point, you finally close that cycle out, and spirit is able to now, like with a clean slate, bring forward your manifestation based on the clarity of the vision, based on the balance of the energies, and based on what you were willing to let go of in order to remain true to your dream, or in order to remain focused. You were willing. It's like Saturn was pushing you in a sense to become independent. What do you truly love? Where do you truly stand in your truth? So that when you do it, despite the competition, there won't be competition, because what you're wanting to do, or the way you're wanting to do it, or the way you do what you do is so unique, is so different, it's creating something that no other person has created, because they haven't had the experience, the time, the intention, the energy, the vision to build what you're building for you, what God has given you to build for you. So could it be a similar dream as another? Yes. Is it going to manifest in the same way? No. Everyone can manifest it in their own unique way. But the key is that having closed out a cycle of, in the mental realm, spirit is able to now come from your ancestral lineage, or come from that space of, it's like having a clear landscape to paint on. A landscape that's brand new. You're not painting on top of a new landscape. You're creating from scratch, so to speak. This is clear freedom to mold and create what it is that you are creating. So opportunities, ideas, visions are going to come to you very easily, very quickly, since you've been able to put to rest the mind more than anything, to balance out your relationships, to learn what is you can hold your own truth and keep out those thoughts that are intrusive, thoughts that are not even yours to hold. You could put rest to them. You can take off the hat that you wear when you interact with different people, and allow yourself to just come as you are, without having to think too much about what you convey, how you convey it, how people receive it, how people even express back to you. You've made peace with the abundant amount of ways in which conversations can lead to imbalances in our relationships. So we do still have the devil energy playing out. This is Capricorn energy. This is the Saturn energy. So, I mean, this can easily be what you're challenged by when it comes to taking the approach of just letting things be as they be. You know what I mean? Like, not justifying yourself to others, not arguing other people's beliefs or opinions. It's almost like when you take the peaceful path of non-confrontation, not because you're avoiding, but because it's futile to discuss matters of opinions when it comes to what is best for yourself, when you're living your life independent of anyone's authority. So that's going to bring rise to some of these devil energies. Those that feel stuck, those that believe themselves to be obligated, forced, or feel victimized by something outside of themselves. That belief or that control factor, I guess that's kind of like, you know how people say that, oh, when you start like thinking positive, like, excuse me, like negative things start to happen. That belief in itself creates that belief. I don't know if any of you have ever heard that, but it almost always happens. Like, damn, the moment something good starts to happen, bad things come along. And it's not that. It's that is the belief. So with that belief, you're almost bound to expect it. But when you have come to a place of like the Four of Swords, where you're able to balance your thoughts, you can put down, overthinking, I guess you can say, or using your mind too much to manage your physical reality, you're not resisting that control factor. And then it doesn't really have a hold on you. Like, you could see it for what it is. And it's like, okay, you could want to control what I'm thinking. You can want to control how I do. But are you really doing it? Or is that just the illusion? Because on the card here, the Devil card, the Fool is inside the cage with the door open. So the illusion is that there's this supernatural demonic being that's holding the chains of the cage as if to say, I control the cage. But the cage is open and the Fool can't come out. The fact that the Fool is so fearful that he'll stay there on his own accord is the projection of his own punisher. This is your own concept of self-loathing or self-punishment or self-control that comes from judgment. Judging yourself to say, oh, you're not good enough or you can't do this. But the devil is here basically because you're at peace mentally, right? And because you're at peace mentally, it's going to come and challenge you to keep you from focusing on your work, to keep you from focusing on what you're manifesting, being able to take a detailed look at the things that you're creating. And it's like a processing. And this processing that you're doing is it's almost near perfection. It's like very meticulous. It's like you're not allowing anything to come through into the physical that isn't in perfect alignment with the ideal vision that you were given. So, love is something that you're dreaming of or manifesting, because right underneath the Four of Swords we have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups basically shows that you're coming into union, and it's equal, it's balanced, it's kind, it's sweet, it's loving, it's gentle, and it's nurturing, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, but you're being asked also to be mindful when you're in your dream state. Because with the moon here under the Devil, I feel like you want to make sure that your subconscious isn't being infiltrated and programmed with things that don't work for you. Focusing on love, don't let it blind you or keep you from what you're doing in the physical world. It's like the being able to use the moon energy to dream, to make that dream come true. But it operates in two different ways. It's like when you're dreaming, you take the time to dream, but then you have to do the work. Take the time to dream, but then do the work in physical reality. One is emotional work and inner realm work. The other one is physical. So, yeah, you're giving more of yourself, but in a balanced way. You're giving energy to the relationship you want to create. You're giving more value to family, to relationships, to harmony of what it means to work towards your ideals. There's nothing wrong with having ideals. It's expectations of unmet ideals that creates a problem. But when the ideal for you is a better way, it's not necessarily saying that you're not okay with where you are. It's that there's always a better way to feel about something. There's always a better way to do and go about something. There's always a better way of looking at something. So the work is never done in the sense that no life is ever perfect. And no family is ever perfect. But how valuable is it to you to have closest to heavenly connections with those you love? How reasonable is it? How are you giving of yourself in order to create that? How do you see the effects of that value growing and manifesting? I see that it creates a lot of passion with the Knight of Wands. It creates a certain level, being able to nurture creativity, being able to nurture spontaneity, being able to give to your passions is necessary so that you're not lying to yourself about what you're creating, the ideal, because the ideal isn't necessarily perfect. The ideal is what you protect, what matters to you. And what you protect and what matters to you, what you fight for, is the freedom to be who you are, and then to have the freedom to love those that you love as they are. And being able to do that without conflict, that's a life journey that, it's tiresome, it could be lonesome, because is everybody's intention the same? Are the people that you're wanting to balance and give love to, that you value, is that those ideal connections, is it mutual? Are those individuals mutually wanting the same thing? Are they actively creating the same intention for your connection? And that's the part of acceptance, that even if they weren't, do you still have passion to love them that way? Do you still want to, feels like a sacrifice, your health? Are you willing to sacrifice your time and energy into a dream that is an emotional necessity for you, despite if a person is unwilling to be truthful with you or be open with you or want the same things as you? That's where the healing comes in. That's where temperance comes in, and the truth will always shine its light. You no longer are interested in feeling left out. Like you're not leaving out what you value just to hold on to past relationships based on false loyalties. Your happiness comes first. The truth is that you are strong. The truth is that you are willing to put yourself first because you have faith in yourself and you have faith in what you value. You know that you can trust your intuition to make the best choices for you because you've healed. You've healed your perception. You've healed your essence. You've been given creative powers to sustain that kind of level of independence that you choose to create. You're not choosing independence because you don't want to co-create. You're choosing independence to maintain your freedom of creation, your freedom of your creative gifts being expressed naturally in your rhythm, how you want to produce what you want to produce in the way that you want to produce it and in the way that you want it to be experienced for yourself and others. And so to be able to do that, to be able to risk it all, or to be able to withstand the challenges in order to establish yourself in your own peace, in your own sovereignty, and maintain the beauty of your ideal by doing that work or by living by that truth. That is the manifestation of that, is that inner beauty is manifested in the physical. Your investment has been worth it to be able to be a light of love, having passion for real love, for the real expression of love. That investment, you have the key to use it at your own will. So your perception on love has changed. You're not in a bubble anymore. You're open to new ideas, a new mindset regarding even being alone, taking time alone. Taking a new journey is not a painful thing anymore when you know how to have true discernment. You know what your happiness is. You don't have to be hurt by the truth of others or fearful. Like what you see is what you get, and it's not going to change how you show up. Your willingness to close cycles that were not loving, or cycles that had you confused, that forced you to go within to balance your own emotions because of the burdens that they placed on you by not coming truthful, by not expressing themselves honestly, by hiding behind masks and causing conflict. By you closing those cycles, you've caused a tower moment, because you've shown to be the queen of coins within your palace of coins. So your values are true and real. Your constancy of taking care of your physical life, body, assets, that is a truth of you. And you are a balanced high priestess. You use your mental abilities to drive your emotions in the direction that is most aligned to your spirit. And that's how you have success in your life. You're not dreaming about things that you're not willing to work for. You carry your cups. You know where you need fulfillment. You know how to get fulfillment that is necessary for you to feel secure within yourself and stable within yourself. So when you receive love from another and passion from another, this is part of your soul journey, is to be able to receive the Divine Masculine's love and caring, along with the Divine Masculine's passion and protection and authority in your life. Because you, as being your own emperor, empress, being the authority of your own creativity, of your own sexuality, of your own passions, of your own vision, it doesn't separate you, or it doesn't negate that it doesn't negate who they are to you, who the Divine Masculine is to you. It's like saying every leader needs a partner, someone that supports them. It doesn't matter. The president has his executive chief officer. Everyone has someone to support them. So there's no way that a divine feminine is as independent and as much as she can be a empress and queen in her own right, rule a nation in her own right. Never does that mean that the support of a divine masculine is not a benefit. So the divine feminine is very well aware of the plethora of opportunities that are available to her. And she has the depth to receive the opportunities that best suit her. It's not about gaining. It's about what she's willing to let go in order to attain something more durable, something more stable, something long-lasting, something growing, something more abundant. It's like there's always, like I said, there's always a better way to do something, to go about having something. So communication that is juvenile, if we can put it that way, is come to an end. Like entertaining that is no longer gonna happen, because how someone thinks or how someone communicates with you is evident if they're in the wrong space, if they're in a low victimizing space. And I feel like you no longer want to go through any unnecessary pain. Life is already challenging enough. Life in itself already creates experiences that we have to learn to deal with in ways that don't bring us down. So being that you've come to a place of emotional stability or sufficiency in terms of sustaining yourself throughout the challenges you experience, you are able to receive the support that the masculine offers you. The emotional support is well received. The passion to lead is well received. It's like two great minds are better than one. But one great mind is better than two that are dysfunctional. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I'll come back with another message soon. Take care.